It's the heart of the football season on Walk with the Wolves. John Wristen in his 7th year as head coach with CSU-Pueblo joining us. It's easy to look at a coach like you that's experienced so much success as a polished product, that you've just been this good since day one. But when you look back to being 23 years old, starting at Weslaco High School in 1986 in southeastern Texas, how have you evolved? How have you changed as a coach?
Well, at that time, when I was 23 years old, I thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
And now I realize I don't know I don't know hardly enough. And I think when you start out, you have a lot of goals and ambitions, and it's worked for me to be able to have experience at each one of the places I've been at, and it's been really, really awesome to have a type of growth with all the other coaches that I've worked with, and I've taken a little bit of everything from all those guys I've worked, and it's been nice to be able to do it from a startup program.
Before you took the reins at CSU Pueblo in 2007, you had an illustrious career at UCLA as an assistant, 8 years at Northwestern. But what did those stops at a small high school in southeastern Texas, 2 years at Rocky Ford High School, offensive coordinator at Fort Lewis in 88, 89, what did those stops teach you along the way?
Well, it really taught me, one, that you got to do a lot of different things at that level. And you're not just primarily a football coach. You got to do a lot of different jobs to be a part of coaching football, and that really helped me prepare for this job. And with the chances of going down to Weslaco, Texas, 5A high school, that I'll never forget my first game. I was coaching JV, and I asked one of the guys that I was coaching with, this is, "What are those lights over there?" And he goes, "That's the bridge." And I said, what's the bridge?" He says, "That's a bridge to cross over to Mexico." And so that's how close we were. And I was coaching against the Progresso Red Ants. And so I'll never forget that vision in my head. And now it still is a meaningful game for me to be able to have that experience.
A lot of coaches that are currently on your staff have stories like that of starting small high school ball, but we look at Hunter Hughes and Donnell Leomiti and guys who've been here 6, 7 years and have been loyal with you. Why is the loyalty such an integral part of your coaching story, of your coaching history with your assistants?
Well, for me, I think that's the number one factor in us being able to have success. And I don't want guys always to agree with me, but I want us to do it our way, not my way. Mm-hmm. And I value each one of those people on my staff that bring up, says, "Coach, do you think about doing this or not?" And it's very important for us to have that input. It's very important for me to have that input. And then once we leave the meeting room, we got to be locked arms, and that's what I really appreciate about the guys I work with.
A lot of coaches still rule with that iron fist, and they want to minimize the voices of, they want to have the voices of consent and make sure that if you're going to challenge the hierarchy, you better be right. We were watching part of your special teams meeting recently where Jake Novotny, one of the GAs, a guy who's played for you, he's sitting there in charge of kick return coverage and addressing the team in front of you. Why is it important for a guy that's just getting his start in the industry to have that level of responsibility and control?
Well, I think Jake's earned that right. Jake's been with us for 2 years, and my job is to help prepare him to be a full-time coach. My job is to help him be able to take that next step. And if I don't give him those responsibilities beforehand, how is he ever going to get ready to go? How can I ever endorse him to be able to do those things? So I really looked at it as a great opportunity for Jake to be able to learn, to put his spin on it. But we work well together, and so it's kind of a nice combination of building a safety net around him, but also give him some confidence that he can go be able to do what he needs to, and it's worked for us. I like everybody to feel like they have a part in it.
Yeah.
and part of that is your responsibility to it. You will be held accountable for your part, and that's okay, because we all have to be held accountable for each other and for the things that we do well, and also the things that we need to improve on.
It's funny how coaching has changed, especially at the collegiate level, where there is this real interest in maybe not relating to players, but understanding what's going on with 18 to 22-year-olds in a changing demographic, a changing generation. You allow guys to pick a music playlist that's going to air at practice that involves a lot of hip hop, a lot of rap, stuff that they're listening to. What is your approach to relating to your guys so there is a trust that can be built between you and these players?
Well, that's my playlist. No,
YG and Drake, this guy.
Yeah, Lil Wayne's my guy. And so I think that, I don't know whether it's so much about what music you listen to. I don't know if it's about what color clothes you wear, what type of things you like to do. What I try to do is relate to them as a person that's always going to tell them the truth, and always being able to understand that I'm going to hold you accountable, and I'm going to tell you the truth, so I expect you to tell me the truth. And I think we've been able to handle that in our program.
What do you think your best strength is as a leader, as a teacher?
I think I really believe that as a coach and a leader that you got to lead through adversity. And when things are going good, everybody's good. And when adversity hits, you got to step up and make a tough call. And we've been fortunate that we've had a little bit of that. So I'm prepared for that, having to deal with kids and doing the right thing and making the tough call, whether they belong in your program or not. Yeah. I think having a plan and being able to share that plan with everybody, have a vision of the way you want it to go. I think all those are what I think we do good.
It's difficult to make a decision with a player who has talent and can help the program, but he might not be doing things the right way. Charlie Strong at Texas, wow, his first year has included more dismissals of players than at any program in the country, but a point has been made. What is the most difficult part of that decision of trying to recognize how a guy can help you, but that there is a standard and you have to set it for future generations of players?
Well, I think I really believe in the adage is that you sacrifice one to save the team, not try to save one to sacrifice the team, type of mentality. So the reality is that you can go ahead and you got to think of the team first and the team way to handle all that. And I'm willing to sacrifice one to save the team.
Here you are, year 7, have fulfilled so many goals, but there is always this constant chatter about just a championship. It's a championship or bust. When success is defined by just one thing, because you've won so many regular season games, how do you keep it in perspective with the team, with the community, that still every week is all that matters if you want to get to that eventual goal?
Yeah, I don't know if I have a great answer for that, except we're going to put our head down and we're going to give it our all. If it's good enough, it's good enough. And that's really the only thing I have control over is my attitude, my work ethic, and hopefully our team has the same mentality. And so there will always be people who say, well, you didn't make it, you should have done this, should have done that. Well, the reality of it, we worked really hard, and we've given it our all, and I'm very proud of that.
Well, Coach, we're so excited to be a part of CSU-Pueblo football throughout the month of October and November with these 4 altitude broadcasts. Thanks for your time, and good luck throughout the rest of the year.
Well, thanks. It's quite an honor to be a part of this, and just really excited to showcase not only our great university, our great athletic department, but showcase our kids who really do a great job of playing this game.
He's John Wristen, and this is Walk with the Wolves, all access with CSU Pueblo Athletics.